The balance of payment. The balance of payment is the transfer of goods and services, exporting and importing of goods and services along with the capital remittances, together calculating the balance of payment between the countries. So for calculating the balance of payment, need to understand what are the type of transactions are happening between the countries. The transactions are classified into the three major categories. One is visible items. Exporting and importing of physical goods comes under this category. It is like if I am going to exporting of laptops from one country to another country, exporting of mobile phones, importing of mobile phones. Likewise, the goods, the physical goods that comes under the category of visible items, it has been transferred from one country to another country. The second one, invisible items. The invisible items are those services which are going to be exported and imported between the countries, which we call it as invisible items. For example of transportation services, medical services, insurance, we can take under the category of invisible items. And the third one is a capital transfer, which are concerned with the capital receipts and capital payments. It is like a kind of investment is going to be invested by one country to another country. That comes under the category of capital transfer. Purchasing of equity shares. If the Indian companies are going to buy the equity shares of the companies located in US, they are purchasing from New York Stock Exchange. By paying the ADRs, American Depository Receipts, they are purchasing that. That comes under the category of capital transfer. So we are together going to understand the balance of payment is going to be calculated by using the exporting and importing of goods and services and capital transfer together is taken into the consideration for the calculation of balance of payment. Either is a possible or positive balance of payment or a negative balance of payment. Either is a favorable or unfavorable condition for trading is going to be analyzed by the concept of balance of payment. So the balance of payment that together including the balance of trade. So the balance of trade, it is the comparison between the values of exports and imports of physical items or together for the given period of time is calculating the balance of trade. So how much the value of goods are exported, how much the value of goods are imported, what would be the net value to the particular country is going to be measured by using the concept of balance of trade. So say for example, if 400 crores worth of the products are exported and 300 crores worth of products are imported, so the positive balance of trade or the surplus balance of trade what we have received 100 crores. So that is basic example for the balance of trade. The balance of trade is only concerning towards the visible items. It is not taking care of invisible items. It means the services are not taken into the consideration for the calculation of balance of trade. So the balance of trade is purely for the physical goods, the movement of physical goods from one country to another country. It is exporting and importing of physical goods. The values are taken for the calculation for understanding about the balance of trade. The types of balance of trade, we classify the types into the two major categories. One is the favorable or what we call it as surplus balance of trade. The second one, unfavorable or adverse balance. So what is favorable balance or surplus balance? When the value of export of the country which is greater than the import of the country, the balance of the trade had to be a favorable. So the previous one example what I told, like the 400 crores worth of the products are exported, 300 crores worth of the products are imported. It means the 100 crore would be the surplus to the country. So this particular example what we can take as surplus or favorable balance. Second one, unfavorable or adverse balance. the kind of situation when the export of the country which is less than the imports of the country, how the balance of trade is said to be unfavorable or adverse condition. It is like we are importing more rather than the export. So the export may not be happen. Why we consider about this? If we are exporting, there are countries or currencies are inflowing into your country. Your currency value will be stable. Your currency value will be strengthened in the global market. But if it is not happen, then the kind of situation would be an adverse situation to the particular country. If you are more importing, it means your country currency is outflowing of your currency to the other country. It means what the country is going to be received or what country is going to exporting the goods to your country. That particular country currency is strengthening, your country currency will be weakening. With that, the sequence of adverse balance of trade. So that is important. We need to understand whether the balance of trade is a positive or a surplus, or the balance of trade is a negative or adverse situation is going to be created in the economy. We need to understand. So that we call it as the types of balance of trade. The next one, causes of unfavorable balance of trade. The causes of adverse balance of trade, when it may happen. What are the situations? We need to understand the reasons for unfavorable balance of trade. So the reasons are classified as the high level of imports. We are not exporting, but rather we are importing the goods from other country. So your country currency is outflowing. Then your currency value will be decreased or depreciated in the global market. And the low production here in the home country, they don't have much production unit, or the manufacturers are not manufacturing the product with the requirement of the customers, or the products are not available in the market to meet out the demand. So the supply is not happen up to the level for meeting out the demand, is what we consider as a low production happens in the country, also makes the kind of adverse situation in the balance of trade. And the high population, so the population is increasing, or the value of population is incremental in that the particular country, is also the adverse situation. The manufacturing companies are not able to manufacture the product which required to the people in the particular country. So there is a deficiency of the products may happen. So the government is permitting the companies to import the goods from another country. So the currency value is also decreasing in the global market. Adverse balance of trade also happens in this kind of situation, because the kind of population is huge in the particular country, may not be able to fulfill the needs of the people. For fulfilling of the needs among the people, we need to import the product from the another country. So that also the adverse situation may happen. Low quality of goods. The balance of trade becomes low, the balance of trade, it becomes adverse situation when the low quality of goods are available, or the low quality of goods are manufactured in the home country. It means the people are not interested to buy the product which is available in your country, which is manufactured in your country. Rather they want to buy the product which is available, which is like imported product. They are interested to buy. Then what the reason? The low quality product, the people are not interested to buy the product from the domestic market. They want to buy the product from the international market. From the international players, they want to buy the product. So this also the adverse situation is going to make the unfavorable balance of trade. And the currency value and import of consumer goods. So the consumer durables, the consumer goods are also importing. It is also makes a kind of the changes. The domestic players are not able to survive in the market, are not having the capability for manufacturing the goods. The kind of situations, whenever the kind of imports are happen, it is going to make the adverse situation. If there is an import related to that, the value we need to export from our country. If we are missing that particular point where the importing will leads to reduce the currency value in the international market. and the currency value which is depreciated due to the high level of import which may happen, which may create a kind of unfavorable balance of trade. Increase in oil price. So the oil price is everywhere is going to reduce, everywhere is going to play a vital role. So there is an increase in oil price, the kind of the charges, what are the services being used, the products being used, manufactured in the domestic country is also going to the prices or increased. So the kind of things, the unfavorable balance of trades are happen. So what the price you have paid for purchasing of oil, instead of that you need to pay the higher price. Once you are going to pay higher price for purchasing of the product, purchasing of oil, hence there is the money flow is increasing or outflow is increasing into your country. Currency value will be reduced in the global market. These are the causes of unfavorable balance of trade. There are some remedies of improving the balance of trade. The remedies are like explore the market opportunities. So there are market opportunities are available. So it influence the people who are available in the particular market. The manufacturers are influenced or encouraged to do the business to make or explore the additional products or the new products to be available in the market, or making changes in the existing product. Induce them to explore the new market opportunities. They may concentrate on exporting of goods. The kind of things are the remedies for improving the balance of trade into a favorable condition. And there is a special schemes are to be announced for the purpose of exporting of goods. Like for example, of the duties are to be levied or exempted for making export, who are all involved for exporting of goods. There are a kind of the duties, excise duties, customs duties are going to be reduced. The kind of things are going to make the people to concentrate on the exporting. And like for starting up of new enterprises, the kind of schemes are going to be given. Like for example, you can take, there are schemes like Make in India, Made in India, Digital India. The kind of schemes are making changes in the manufacturer to concentrate on the technologies to manufacture the goods in India. What are the goods we are going for importing? Those kind of goods are to be manufactured in India. The kind of things, the special schemes are to be designed in order to influence the people to manufacture the goods which is required for the local market, which is required for the local needs, and reduce the use of oil. Wherever there is a requirement, you can go for alternate technology. Like instead of using petrol or a diesel, might be concentrating to use the other technologies like electronic vehicle you can use, or else you can find out some other alternatives like the methanol you can be used for further refinement, can be used for that the particular process. It will be used as equivalent to the petrol or equivalent to the diesel. But the kind of things are not familiar in India due to the restrictions of law. The high level of law restriction, legal restrictions for using of methanol in India. The kind of things are restricting the organizations to use those alternatives. So the kind of things are to be reduced, the kind of the oil usage are to be reduced, find out the new alternative, thereby the balance of trade would be stable in the particular country. Reduce the imports, that is whatever the product is required, the kind of products are to be manufactured in the home country itself. Then it is going to reduce the import. It means our country currency will be strengthened if you are not importing. So need to concentrate on the reduction rate in the importing compared to the previous one. What are the essential goods are only required, the kind of goods are to be imported, not all the goods are going to be imported. Then the balance of trade, it will become a favorable one to the country. More trade agreement between the countries. It is like the enactment of the general agreement for trade and tariff. After that, the entire functions was taken over by the World Trade Organization. Like the kind of international organizations are aiming for making the trade agreement between the member countries. So what is the purpose of this trade agreement? It is going to ease the policies, ease the regulations in the prevailing country. The country that they are going to enter are going to make a trade between the countries. The trade policies are going to be formulated in order to reduce the restrictions, in order to reduce the restriction for starting up of the enterprises or selling up of the goods in the particular country, which the things are going to be reduced if the countries are going for more trade agreements. And concentrate on the export promotions. There are agencies are promoted for the purpose, like Export Credit Guarantee Corporation, likewise the kind of agencies, and export promotional councils, the kind of agencies, even for the private agencies, are also influencing the people to make or go for exporting. So more exporting is going to generate the revenue to the country. The country is going to be a balance in terms of the trade. There might be the favorable conditions are also prevailing in the particular country. So these are the remedies are suggested for improving of balance of trade. And the important concept is balance of payment. It is the record of all economic transaction between the resident of the country and the rest of the world in a particular period of time. It's taken what we call it as balance of payment. There is a thing we call it as record of all economic transactions. What is all economic transactions? It means exporting and importing of goods, exporting and importing of services, capital receipts and payments. Together is taken for the calculation of economic transaction. It is to be measured between the resident country or the domestic country compared to the other countries. The countries which are involving with the transaction of the domestic country is going to be measured what we call it as balance of payment. So in that the balance of trade is purely concerned towards the physical goods, exporting and importing is only considered. Whereas you can take the balance of payment is considering about exporting and importing of goods and services along with the capital remittances are taken into the calculation of balance of payment. It will be calculated on the periodical basis. On the year-on-year basis, the balance of payment is calculated, and there are two types of the balance of payment. Is a favorable or surplus balance. Second one, unfavorable or adverse balance. The favorable or surplus balance is defined as the total receipts are more than the payment. What we call it as the balance of payments are to be favorable to the country. It means what is the total receipts? The total receipts are calculated together the total value of exports plus export of goods plus total value of export of services plus the total value of capital receipts. Together is calculated the receipts, the total receipts. The total receipts is the value is high compared to the total payment. The total payment which includes importing of goods, the value of importing of goods, value of importing of services, the capital payments together included the calculation of total payments. It is used for the calculation. So it is the receipts are high when compared to that the payments are low. It means we have some surplus portion. We call it as the balance of payments said to be a surplus to the country. And the unfavorable adverse balance, the total receipts which are less than the total payment, then the balance of payments are to be an unfavorable condition to the particular country. And it is the calculation we are doing. The balance of payment is calculated. Balance of visible items plus balance of invisible item. Together you can add the balance of capital transfer. Together you can add the balance of capital remittances. Together we can add for the calculation of balance of payment. There are the three important components of balance of payment. which we may classify those components into the first one is a current account. What is current account? The current account refers to an account that records the transactions related to the export and imports of goods and services and unilateral transfers together is included. So the capital account, which is included, the current account, is included the total of the transactions which is related to the export and import of goods and services along with the unilateral transfer. We are calculating the current account. It contains the receipts and payments related to the all transactions of visible items and invisible items and unilateral transfer. It shows that the net income generated in the foreign sector are also taken. It means the factor income what generated to be taken into the current account. You can take the current account. Current account is together included the balance of trade. It means the exporting and importing of goods along with invisible items, along with capital remittances, what we can call it as unilateral transfer. It is the transfer might happen from one country to another country alone. You take for example, if the companies are located in United States wants to make investment into Indian companies, it doesn't mean that the Indian companies are also going to make investment. That we are receiving the remittance from the foreign national, which we call it as unilateral transfer. It is like a bilateral transfer. There is a kind of mutual agreement between the countries. They are going to involve with the kind of transaction. But it is not like that. It is to be a unilateral transfer. If the companies are located in United States wants to buy the shares in Indian market, in Indian market they are going to buy or making investment into the equities in terms of IDR, Indian Depository Receipt. They are going to make investment. It's a part of GDR, Global Depository Receipts. They are going for making investment into that. So the kind of concept what we call it as is a unilateral transfer. It doesn't mean that the companies who are located in India are also going to make with the same proportion of investment in United States. Not like that. It is one way of transfer, which we call it as unilateral transfer. So the kind of things are together added along with the net income generated from the foreign country. Net income generated from the foreign is also together added. It means like you can take for example, there are a kind of factor income will be received from the foreign national also to be added. It means the Indians, the residents of Indian are working in the foreign companies, they will be receiving income is also a kind of the income received by the companies. Likewise, the foreign citizens are also working in India. It is also the payments to the India. Likewise, the net foreign income, net income generated from the foreign sector is also taken into the calculation. So together we can add the items that are comes under the category of current account during the particular period of time, and together we can classify the major components of a current account. It is export and import of goods. It is like we can call it as merchant transaction or visible trade, or what we can call it as balance of trade. The first component of current account is a balance of trade. Second one, the export and import of services is a invisible trade happens, and the unilateral transfer from one side transaction, income receipts and payment to the firm to and from abroad, that happens together included in the current account. The second one is a capital account. The capital account it record all the transactions between the residents of a country and the rest of the world which is caused changes in the assets and liabilities of the resident country or its government, that we call it as capital account. Changes, it means buying and selling. There is a kind of changes which we call it as capital account. In that the capital account transfer, it means which cause a change in the assets and liabilities of the resident country. If the country or the government is going to get the loan from the other countries, or issuing a securities to the other countries. So likewise the kind of things are also included into the capital account. Making investments or receiving investments, the kind of things are included in this capital account. The capital accounts are including the capital transactions like the long-term movement of capital, short-term movement of capital and loan repayment are together included in the capital account. In that, the long-term movement of capital, it means purchasing of long-term securities by the foreigners. By other foreigners you can take. For example, if the foreign companies are interested to make investment into Indian company, that comes under the category of long-term transaction, long-term movement of capital. It means more than a year. It is they are going to buying the equity shares in Indian companies, making investment into equity shares of the Indian companies. That comes under the category of long-term movement of capital. Either they are purchasing a debentures or making investment of equity or making investment of preference capital or making investment of convertibles, long-term convertibles are also together included in the long-term movement of capital. And the short-term movement of capital, it is less than a year, the purchasing of short-term government securities that going to be invested by the other companies, invested by the other governments, invested by the companies are located in the other countries. Like for example, the governments are issuing a kind of treasury bills, commercial papers are being subscribed by the foreign companies. That comes under the category of short-term movement of capital. And the loan repayment, it means the loans to the firms and the government by the foreign countries, which is being provided the kind of a loans. Like if the Asian Development Bank is going to be provide the loan to Indian government, like the World Bank, what we call it as IBRD, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, they are providing a credit to Indian government for the purpose of improving the infrastructure facilities in India. The kind of things we can call it as loan repayments. So repayment of loans or also comes under this category of capital account. And the third one is official international reserve account. In that, the official international reserve account, which includes the reserves of foreign currencies, not only storing the value of gold, in spite of that they are also going to make or going to store the foreign country currency, which is going to strengthen the country currency in the international market. And the gold reserves are also making the currency values to be strengthened in the international market. Special depository receipts, like the kind of things like we can have the American depository receipts or the global depository receipts. Likewise, the kind of investments into the foreign companies. If the Indian companies are wants to make investment into the companies which are located into the foreign country, like located or listed in New York Stock Exchange, we need to pay, Indian companies need to buy the shares in New York Stock Exchange by paying in terms of ADR, American Depository Receipts. Like in India, the companies are wants to make investment, they need to pay in terms of IDR, Indian Depository Receipt. Likewise, the depository receipt is a deferred payment system. We are going to make investment into the currencies into the companies which are located in the foreign country. So for that we have, so these things are together included in the official international reserve account. And the components of balancing items which may become positive or a negative. The positive balance, or what we can say a balance, isn't always reflected the reported figures in the current and capital account, which might be the example, report a surplus of both accounts. There are differences need to be understood here. It is between the balance of trade and balance of payment. So what is the basic difference? So you all aware the concept, the balance of trade is calculated, the balance of export and imports of goods, the balance of export and imports of services, the balance of capital remittances, together used to calculate and define the balance of payment. And the balance of trade is calculated on the basis of the value of goods and services, goods are exported and imported from the country. Goods alone exported and imported from the country is calculated. But what we have, balance of trade, it means the balance of payment includes the balance of trade. So there are few differences of balance of payment and balance of trade. The first one, the balance of payment, which include all the transactions related to the visible or invisible or the capital transfer together, it has added for the calculation. It means the balance of payment is calculated, the balance of export and import of goods, the balance of export and import of services, the balance of the capital receipts and payment together added for the calculation of balance of payment. But the balance of trade is calculated, which include the visible items, the transfer of visible item together added, and the balance of payment is always like balance itself. But the balance of trade would be considered as a favorable or unfavorable situation. How it does affect the economy is also calculated, also determined. And the balance of payment is included the current account plus capital account plus balancing items or international remittances together is calculated for the balance of payment. The balance of trade is calculated net earnings on export, net payment for import. Is a difference we can calculate the balance of trade. So what is the earnings received from the export minus the values received from the import? Together the net value, what we call it as balance of trade. Together we can calculate. So these are the basic difference between the balance of trade and the balance of payment. Thank you.